There's a danger in your house. Now don't you doubt it. I said, danger, danger, your house is on fire. You said, where's it at? Well, it's your clothes dryer. You said, wait, Mr. Brown, my wife uses our dryer every day. And so I'm here to tell you, I want you to hear what I say. You see, the safe-made dryer won't start a fire. And if you ever own one, you'll know I'm not a liar. So here's what I can suggest that you might do. Go read about a safe-made dryer and tell your family and friends too. So I'm here today. I'm thanking everybody for allowing me to be here. My name is Michael Brown. I am a serial inventor. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I started my first company years ago, back in '97. I ended up creating a way where you can not just dry clothes, but in a way, it wasn't have anything to do with drying clothes. I created a way where you can decorate your house without the fear of making mistakes. This is my first real true business venture where I met a lot of challenging moments at it. I created a way that where women who were going out to get paint samples from the different various retail stores could take those paint chips and carpet samples and swatches of this and that, and they could compare the 2 or the 3 or the 4 so that they can get an idea of what their home would look like inside once they bought the paint, the carpet, what have you. I started that business, and Bear Stearns, when they were in business, did a pre-money valuation. This was the beginning of my woes, because Bear Stearns came out with a pre-money valuation that said, Mr. Brown, after we assessed everything that you have, your technology is worth $600 million. Well, that was great to hear. $600 million over the life of my intellectual property, my patents. Problem was that other people heard him say what he said about the potential value of the company. And that's when I dealt with a factor of greed from my own attorney. Ooh. So if I share with you something, when you have something really good, and you know that what you have is good, sometimes you got to face the challenges of other people trying to pull away from you, which will distract you from what your mission is. And so for me, I ended up in the biggest legal malpractice lawsuit in the history of Indiana, Illinois, and a number of other states, because I was fighting for the rights to my own patent. Mm-hmm. And by the grace of God, I was blessed to be able to win the rights to my own patent, and my name was only on that invention. That led me to understand that because some of the people and the things that happened in my life, I can only give credit to God. I couldn't give credit to some of the people, my dad when he was still alive, my mom who was a huge motivator for me, massive. As a matter of fact, I owe a lot of my success to my mom, who was my grandmother who raised me. Me and my sister. My biological mom passed away when I was not quite 2 years old. And I asked my grandmother one day, my mom, I call her mom, I said, Mom, do we have any millionaires in our family? She said, millionaires? I said, yes, ma'am. We have any millionaires in our family? She said, child? No, child, we don't have any millionaires. We got some people that's kind of well off. But no, we don't have any millionaires in our family. I said, Mom, you was born in 1915. You're telling me we don't have anybody in our entire genealogy that's a millionaire? Child, no, I don't know anybody. But I can tell you this, if there's anybody in this family that can be a millionaire, it's you. And that motivation that she gave me literally set me on a trek to make sure that I didn't let her down. And isn't that sometimes what we're all about? Mm-hmm. We don't want to let our kids down. We don't want to let our mom down. We don't want to let our fathers down. We want to make sure that our friends know that we're successful in life. We want to be successful and know that we're successful, even if nobody else knows it. But the beauty of being in business is that it is a journey that has a lot of ups and downs, and you have to be prepared for the downs, and you have to graciously accept the ups, right? And so one thing I noticed that Joel said, he talked about the first responders. So as my life kind of evolved, and I got to a point where one day I decided I wanted to help people to prevent dryer fires. And I thought about who it might help. Well, first of all, I realized that pretty much, and I can say the same to this group, because I haven't received an order from you, so I know that you don't have a safe-made dryer. So I can say this much. So I ended up realizing that not only could I help others to prevent dryer fires, which I'm going to talk about in a moment, but I can also help the first responders. Do you know what firefighters do? They save lives, don't they? Mm-hmm. We know that if we ever have a fire in our home, if we have to call 911, we want that fire truck to get there as soon as possible before our house burns down. We don't want there to be an issue where the fire department is getting there too late. We want the fire department to get there fast enough to prevent our house from burning to the ground. But in the course of a firefighter doing their job, do you know that their life is being put in danger because, you left the stove on and you forgot about it. If you're a smoker, you fell asleep and there you went to your mattress and next thing you know, your house is on fire. Or you ended up basically doing something that you shouldn't have done with some type of gasoline product in the house or whatever, and it caused a fire. Or you even had a clothes dryer that you left on at night thinking that it was safe for you to use. Never cleaned your lint screen or never even pulled the dryer away from your house to make sure that the lint exhaust vent is cleaned out. And subsequent to that, the National Fire Protection Association says that there are over, and this is factual, 15,000 dryer fires that have occurred on at one point a yearly basis. 15,000 dryer fires, which represents about 92% of appliances that catch fire. It's not a stove. It's not a washing machine. It's a clothes dryer. And each of you right now have one in your home. You either have an electric dryer or a gas dryer. I would wager to say that 97% of you have an electric dryer. Mm-hmm. Since you're here in Florida, if you live here in Florida, you probably understand that Florida is highly, let's just say, the industry, as far as the energy industry, is big in electric here. So we don't push a lot of gas products here. Most of you probably have an electric clothes dryer at home. And if you don't have an electric clothes dryer, then you have a gas clothes dryer. Am I right about a show of hands? Who's got electric or gas clothes dryer at home? Right? Pretty much. Okay, 100% of the room got electric or gas. Who's got a heat pump dryer? Who's got a condensing dryer? Who used to? Were you in Europe? Yeah. So I'm here to share with you something that's very important. And I thank Don Ward for giving me the opportunity to come here today, because clothes dryer fires are one of the most unseen, unexpected hazards that you have in your home. As a matter of fact, 100% of electric and gas dryers can cause a fire at any minute when you're using it. And you don't even know the problem exists. You don't know the hazard exists. Now, some of you can go home, just to prove me. You can open up your dryer's door and you look inside the dryer on the door and you'll see where to tell you, warning, fire hazard, warning, explosion hazard. But you just don't know that you're living in an environment that's hazardous every time you turn on your dryer. I had a good friend of mine told me, now he's in the appliance industry. He says, Mike, I'm gonna come out and check out this dryer you got. I wanna see how this dryer is supposedly safer. I said, okay. I said, what I want you to see is how I'm not just helping to save people's lives, I'm also contributing to help firefighters, the first responders that come to our homes. Why? Because if you can have an appliance in your home that won't ignite lint, in this case a clothes dryer, there's a great chance that the fire department won't be coming to your house if you have the right type of dryer. I'm going to share with you at some point here why that the movement for what I will share with you now is called hybrid electric dryers is about to take center stage, not just in the United States, but across the world. Let me share this part with you.
And you're going to be the troublemaker behind it.
I am the gold standard for clothes dryer safety right now. And I tell you that, and it's by the grace of God, I tell you this because if I can create a dryer as a serial inventor, serial entrepreneur that will save the lives potentially of millions of people, then I feel like I'm giving back what God gave me. The opportunity to understand how to take a clothes dryer and dry clothes with water. By being able to dry clothes with water, number one, just by saying that is an oxymoron right on itself. Because how do you dry clothes with water? Typically, you're trying to get the water out of the clothes so you can say, I got dry clothes. But how do you dry clothes with water, Mr. Brown? I'll tell you how you dry clothes with water. I created a way where I had water inside a system that I developed. This came after I realized a problem for drying clothes and how the dryers were hazardous. So I had a brainstorm about 3 o'clock in the morning. Some of you probably have these ideals that hit you, wake up, oh, wow, I think I'm gonna do that. I think, oh, wow, I got a great idea, okay? It's actionable people that take their ideals and make something tangible with them. Actionable people. You have some people that are just, they talk about what they're gonna do, and oh, I'm gonna do this one day, I'm gonna do this one day, but they don't follow up and they have no action behind their ideals. When there's no action behind an ideal, what does that make you? Lazy? Don't get upset. What does that make you? Crazy? Don't get upset. Whether you're lazy or you're crazy, if you don't put action behind your ideals, why aren't you doing it? And so I say, okay, so I took an idea that came to my mind, got up in the middle of the morning, I'm like thinking, okay, water. Okay, water doesn't burn. I take the water and put it inside a device. That device. Wow, I'm gonna put the water inside this device. I'm gonna heat the water up inside the device. I'm gonna use the heated water. And I'm gonna transfer the hot water into a device that's called a hybrid electric system device. It's a hybrid electric device. It's a radiator, if you will. Hot water goes into a radiator, and hot air, when you pull air through that radiator, hot air comes out. That makes sense to you? What I decided to do, that just wasn't enough though, because I didn't want to be able to have Whirlpool, GE, Electrolux, LG, Samsung, Bosch, Miele, all the other manufacturers to be able to easily overcome my idea. So I decided to figure out a way where I could cause the water molecules to undergo a phase change. That means boiling. That means changing it from water molecules to water vapor, right? I wanted to figure out a way how I can do that in such a way so that when I did it, it was patentable. Do you understand what the difference is between having an ideal and a patented ideal? It's not really an ideal, it's patented once it becomes patented because you probably have a prototype. Here comes that actionable part of me. I had an ideal, took the ideal, put it on paper, took the paper, made something tangible with it. With the paper, the ideal, the prototype. I had to raise money. I had to raise some capital. So I was talking to a friend of mine, he says, Mike, you gonna try to raise money for this contraption right here? I said, yes. Mike, this contraption? Yes. You're only going to be able to get 3 types of people, Mike. What kind of people are those? Family, friends,
and fools.
Or fools. You already know, Dana.
3 F's.
I thought for a second, now if I go to my family and ask them for some capital, they know who I am. They're going to know that. If I go to my friends, ask them for some money, they know who I am. If I go to some fools, they don't need to know who I am. I just need to tell them what it's about. But I decided I didn't want to deal with the fools because I wanted to make sure that when I told them something, it was the truth. Because I don't want to lie about something. I've lied before. Why are you looking at me so strange? Like you ever told a lie? That person in here that never told a lie, raise your hand. Thank God nobody raised a hand. You did. I said, there's a liar. I tell people every day, hey, listen. People say, Mike, you got these ideals and everything. Where they come from? I say, they come from him. Where? Who? Where? They come from above. Because it wasn't somebody that nudged me while I was sleeping at 3 o'clock in the morning and woke me up and said, hey, guess what? I'm going to show you how to dry clothes with water. It didn't come from some friend, a person, a family member, a fool that told me that. No, the ideal just came to my mind. I think someone said that witty inventions belong to Lord our God, right? They come from above, right? So I ended up basically pointing out something that was to my friends and my peoples and my just people that I ran into, that I needed to raise some capital. So I raised on a product, a prototype that looked like crap, my first $1 million. And to raise $1 million, you would think, okay, well, that must have been hard to do. Not if your ideal is properly shared with the public, with the friends and the family members and even the fools. And you can make a fool into a friend real fast when you realize, he or she realizes what you said wasn't no lie. And so I'm like, okay, so let me take my ideal and let me go ahead and let my friends and family members understand how I can dry clothes with water and what will it mean. And I will tell you right now, for those who do have my SafeMate dryer in their homes, they would not trade their SafeMate dryer for your brand new one-day-old dryer that you go to Home Depot, Lowe's, Best Buy, whomever to get. They won't trade you for it. You can say, I got the best dryer and it cost me $1,500. Got all kind of bells and whistles, steam and all of that, yeah. And the people who have a SafeMate dryer will say, keep it. Because for as long as you have it, use it for as long as you have it. But understand that every time you use an electric or gas dryer, you're putting your life on, I should say, you could put your house on fire. And you don't know it because no one told you, like I'm sharing with you right now, that you can go home right now and use your dryer, have your wife or whomever use their dryer, and think you can go to bed at night and everything's safe. That's not the case. And I'm here to tell you, don't turn your dryer on at night and think it's okay to go to sleep, because it's not. So what happened? I'm telling friends of mine, saying, hey, listen, this is where I got the idea from, came from above. And they say, well, I don't have no faith in, I don't have no faith, So you don't have no faith, huh? So are you wealthy? No. Okay. You living under the poverty line? Yeah. Okay, you're living under the poverty line. You say you don't have no faith. You've got to be filled with despair. You really got to be filled with despair. If you're not already wealthy, unless you already know how to become wealthy or well off, you're left with despair unless you have one thing that someone mentioned here, and I have to point back at Joel again because he was dead on it, and that's called hope. I run into people that say, hey, Mike, how did you raise the money? You raised $1 million. No, that was when I first got started. You raised $1 million when you first got started? Yeah, when I first got started. You think when I raised $1 million, I stopped? I decided to go ahead and raise another $1 million. It was fun.
Yeah.
Because it was actually easier to raise the second $1 million than it was to raise the first $1 million. I said, well, okay, when you raise your second $1 million, I said, well, that was back then. What? I decided to go ahead and raise another $1 million. So you raised $3 million? I've raised $3 million. But now, so Mike, you're done? You've raised $3 million. So what are you doing? You're done? No. Now I'm going to raise $25 million. Why are you raising the money? Because I'm trying to save more firefighters' lives. Because I'm trying to save more mothers' lives, more fathers' lives, more children's lives, more dogs and cats' lives. How are you doing that? Because every time you turn on your dryer and you leave it thinking that it's safe to use, you could be putting your dog and your cat and your mom and your brother and your sister and your father and your mother's lives in danger. Because dryer fires are here, front and center, and so there needs to be a solution for it. So I'm here to share with you the solution. And I tell my friends, while I'm raising capital, on that next level, we have gone out of R&D now. Now we are in the commercialization field. It's a beautiful thing to be able to take an ideal, transform an ideal piece of paper, change the paper to a prototype, change the prototype to a product, then take the product and take it to UL, take it to the Department of Energy, take it to EPA, and let a certifying body certify that that appliance that's going to go in at some point, millions of homes, is safe to use, reliable, to utilize for a long time, right? And cost effective for them to purchase. It's a great thing when you have gone through that. And by the grace of God, I've gone through that. When I'm talking to some people, they say, well, why are you always mentioning God? I said, well, salvation is where you find it through God. It's just like church. I equate church and business kind of like the same.
They are.
They are the same.
They are.
Hey, wouldn't you agree? I mean, listen, you get in business, you got your ups and downs. You have all kind of folk in business. I have people tell me, well, I don't know, I wouldn't let that person come in my business. No, well, why don't you come and be a part? No, I'm not going to be a part of your business because I don't like him. Well, I don't like her. I don't like, no. She lied on me.
It's in
she lied
church
on you?
too.
Yeah, she lied on me. Okay, what's on him? Oh, no, he never kept his promises.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, they always say they're going to do this and do that. They never do it. Well, maybe they're still trying. Well, they ain't trying enough. They ain't doing hard enough. They haven't done it. Well, I mean, don't you believe in, don't you have faith? Don't you know where the salvation's at? If you get inside the building and you help, you get that business, you help them, you contribute what you have, their business can grow. But it's like church. You tell me you don't go to church because there's liars and thieves, and murderers in church. Hey, it's just like this here. If I'm out in the ocean and I ask them, I said, now let me ask you, are you a good swimmer? Yeah. Are you a great swimmer? Yeah. Okay, let's just say for a second. Let's assume for a moment here that you're out there in the middle of the ocean and somehow or another you'd have fallen off a boat and you'd have found yourself out there treading water and there's nobody around in the middle of the ocean.
You'd find
and you got in the water, you got sharks in the water. So you know right now that if you're about ready to go down for the last time and along the way comes the boat, let's just do a little snapshot ahead of time. I'm going to let you know while you're in there floundering going down for the last time that in that boat that's coming by, there's murder in there, there's a liar in that boat. There's somebody don't keep their promises in that boat. There's somebody that may not be a good person in that boat. You know what you're going to say when you see that boat coming back past you and you about ready to go down for the last time? You're going to say, get back, boys, let me in that boat.
Yeah.
You're not going to care who's in that boat because you're thinking about your own survival. Salvation's in the ship. You're not going to let salvation go by. And sometimes your financial salvation is in the business. You shouldn't let it go by. You should help somebody. Get in that boat and row. Row. Maybe they're worn out and tired.
Yeah.
You contribute. You got to do your part in business. Just like you have to do your part in the sight of God. You got to do your part to help people. So what does Mike do? So I have taken a company that's called Hydromatic Technologies. And I've created a way where I can dry clothes. I'm not using water anymore. I'm using a fluid that's called a hydrocarbon heat transfer fluid. Won't get too technical about it. Just know this much. It's better than water. Not to drink, but it's better than water when it comes to utilizing it for a hybrid electric system. When I created the dryer, I took it to Underwriters Laboratories. Underwriters Laboratories said, Mr. Brown, we've never seen a hybrid electric dryer before in our lives. I said, well, okay, that's what I want you to do. I want you to test it. And I want you to see if this dryer is energy efficient and if it's safer. And if it's energy efficient, then it has to meet the Department of Energy's criteria for being good enough to meet the minimum levels of energy efficiency. So they tested it for energy efficiency first. And when they did that, they said, Mr. Brown, do you know that the federal government is pushing for Energy Star for the first time in U.S. history? This is back in 2014. Energy Star came to clothes dryers for the first time in 2014. It just shows you the lag, because washing machines have had Energy Star for years and years and years. Refrigerators, Energy Star for years and years and years. Dishwasher, Energy Star, years and years and years. Why? What's so important about Energy Star? It's the most energy efficient appliance that you can look at a label and purchase that appliance from a retail store. So you want to save money, you want to use less energy, but still get the job done that you need, right?
Yeah.
So the government created a way where manufacturers, product developers could say, okay, I have a dryer, it's more energy efficient, and I believe my dryer will pass this very, very difficult test. So UL, which is a certified body, took my dryer and they tested it, and the dryer shows so much increase in energy efficiency that it was 50% above the current standard for dryers. And they said, Mr. Brown, we're here to tell you that you are now the proud owner of the first Energy Star clothes dryer certified by Underwriters Laboratories.
Wow.
That's huge. That's huge.
Now, we talk about being world changers, right? So I couldn't stop on the laurels of that. I mean, it was fantastic. Wow. I said, what about Whirlpool? You mean I beat Whirlpool? They said, well, Whirlpool went to Canada and they tested their dryers in Canada. And they got Energy Star with their dryers in Canada. But you're the first to get Energy Star with Underwriters Laboratories. I said, okay, wonderful. They said, you're also the first to pass our Green Leaf certification, Mr. Brown. Because when we tested your dryer, we verified that your dryer was energy efficient. And under our mark, they have a lot of marks. We have one mark that says that if we tested your appliance and we certified its energy efficiency, we verified it, and if UL verifies it, by God, you're verified. Now you have the Green Leaf certification, and guess who's the first person in the world to get UL's Green Leaf certification?
Yeah.
Thanks to him. Then I didn't stop there. I decided, okay, what about safety? Because this is what this is all about. I mean, my dryer is called the Safe Mate dryer, not the energy efficient dryer. It is energy efficient, but it's called the Safe Mate dryer. So when UL says, well, we can help you there too, because you know, safety standards is what we do. We do this big. So if you can get your dryer to be certified by us that it's safer, well, now that opens up a big thing for you, because let's see here, if we learn about a dryer that's safer, what we will then be forced to do is to increase the safety standard. Did you know that? Most people don't realize that. If you have an appliance technology or any kind of new, safer technology, and you introduce it to Underwriters Laboratories, if they have an existing standard and they see your technology that rises above that standard, they must. They have no choice. They must increase the standard. You know why? Because the retailers like Home Depot, Lowe's, Best Buy says, hey, wait a minute, UL, you are the certifying agency for safety of appliances. So if you know of a safer appliance that you tested and you didn't get it listed and you didn't get behind it, you're giving us the less safe appliances that's certified when you know you can increase the standard, and all the manufacturers that make the dryers that we're currently under with less safe products, including less safe dryers, we don't get the benefit of that, and we keep getting the lawsuits whenever there's a fire. You know, retailers getting sued because a dryer that Whirlpool may make, Whirlpool makes it, sells it to Lowe's, Lowe's sells it to you at home, drying your clothes, thinking everything's fine, going to bed at night, wake up, fire alarms are going off, all of a sudden you're outside in the front yard with your pajamas on. Fire department's out there ready to put the fire out. Firefighters out there risking their lives for your dryer because you didn't clean out your lint screen. Fire department looking at you like, well, we saved your life, but now, God, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Why'd you still dry your clothes at 3 o'clock in the morning? Well, because you had to. So what happens? We have to be able to say, okay, if Underwriters Laboratories can test a dryer and it's safer, that means the standard must be increased. So I get this phone call one day and it says, hey, Mr. Brown, why don't you go to Washington, D.C.? Someone is going to be there that you're definitely going to want to talk to. I said, who is it? Who's going to be there? What's his name? It's not his name. What? What's her name? It's not her name. It's their name. Their name. Who's their name? Who is it? Talk to me. It's the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission. CPSC. What does it have to do with me? Mr. Brown, the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission makes sure that the appliances you have in your house, that if they're safer, that UL knows about it, so you can take your appliance to UL certifies that it's safer, UL then undergoes an increase of the safety standard, the products that are safer, the appliance manufacturers get a hold of that company that's got a safer product, they license the technology, buy it out, IP, your patents, and you become very wealthy, Mr. Brown. And then that technology that Home Depot, Lowe's, Best Buy, you know why? Because Whirlpool's making it now, GE's manufacturing it now, Electrolux, LG, Samsung, Bosch, Miele, I mean, I can go on and on and on, because I've tested against all of them, and I beat all of them in their own labs. Little old me, I hadn't even stepped foot in a college at one point in my life, and still beat out 75 college graduates. So some people say there must be some kind of switch up here, and I say, no, we the invention belong to God. He gives it to me. I figured out how to dry clothes. Now, Underwriters Laboratories, let's see here now. Next month, Underwriters Laboratories is saying, hey, we're going to take your proposal for a new safety standard. Oh, did I tell you that I submitted a proposal for a new safety standard for clothes dryers? Oh, I'm telling you right now. You know why I would do that? Because while I'm there in Washington, D.C., I see the CPSC get up from their chairs and they tell all the manufacturers, Whirlpool, GE, Electrolux, all of them in the room. And they said, listen, we got a new sheriff in town, new commissioner for safety. His name is Joseph Stavanovich. Mr. Stavanovich is trying to let you know that he wants to see safer appliances in homes. We're the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission, so we're responsible for the safety of the public. And we want to make sure that you manufacturers who make these appliances, that you make them safer. So do this here for us. Design out the hazards. We don't want to see fires. We don't want to see deaths as a result of fires. We don't want to see injuries. We want to see a reduction of injuries. We want to see a reduction of deaths. We want to see a reduction of property damage. So we expect you manufacturers to design out the hazards. Are there any questions? I raised my hand. Walked up to the mic. My name is Mike Brown. I am the CEO of Hydromatic Technologies Corporation, and our company, Hydromatic Technologies, has already designed out the hazards. Bear in mind, Whirlpool number behind me. We've already designed out the hazards, and that our dryer will completely eliminate LINT dryer fires. And everybody's looking. And when I said it again, I said, so I just want the Consumer Product Safety Commission to know that our company has already designed out the hazards for dryers, and that it will not ignite lint. And I looked back and I saw Whirlpool's scowl on their face. And what happened was, Whirlpool has a lobbyist. Some of you may be familiar with lobbyists.
Oh, yeah.
One of the lobbyists, NRA. Big, powerful lobbyists. There are other lobbyists. One of them is called AHAM, the Association of Home Appliance Manufacturers. AHAM, very powerful. They represent Whirlpool, GE, Electrolux, and the rest. So I'm just sharing with you some of the things you might have to encounter as you're going through your journey, these tough roadblocks you're going to go up again. Here's AHAM, gets up behind me. I sit down. Here's the problem, said AHAM's lawyer. If we adopt a safer technology for one model dryer, bear in mind, Whirlpool's got 130 different model dryers, okay? If we adopt a safer technology for one model dryer, it means all the other model dryers will be considered to be less safe, and we get hit with lawsuits. And he looks over at me like a gotcha moment. Like, gotcha. Got this safer technology. Well, if we adopt your technology, put it on model A, what are we going to do about model B, C, D, E, F, G, if we only had 26 models? A safe, the rest of the alphabet is unsafe. Of course, we're going to get hit with lawsuits if we're making one model and the rest of them are unsafe. Somebody's house burns down, lawyers find out about it. Hey, why didn't you convert all of your model dryers? Well, you know, of course, that's the problem. So, looks at me with a scowl, a gotcha moment. Sometimes you don't have to fight battles, others will fight it for you. Who stepped up? The Consumer Product Safety Commission's lawyer, big powerful person, steps up and he says, here's your bigger problem. If you know of a safer technology that exists and you fail to properly investigate it, you're going to have to answer to the plaintiff's attorneys, the judges, and the juries. That's your bigger problem. And he said that to Whirlpool, GE, Electrolux, all of Samsung. And they're looking, and he says, are there any more questions? And the lobbyist had nothing else to say. After that seminar, which was a safety and liability seminar, I was approached by the Consumer Product Safety Commission. And they said, Mr. Brown, take your dryer to Underwriters Laboratories and have Underwriters Laboratories verify that your dryer will not ignite lint. They asked the right person for that one.
I was going to say.
Because I already know my dryer ain't going to ignite no lint, right? So I'm the kind of person, I'm going to go above and beyond the call of duty. So what did I do? I got a hold of UL. I said, okay, well, let's get started with this lint ignition test because I want you guys to start I want you to test my dryer. They said, Mr. Brown, yeah, we don't have a lint ignition test. What? You're Underwriters Laboratories? You test dryers, right? Yeah, for safety. You never tested them to see if they ignite lint? No, because all electric and gas dryers will ignite lint, Mr. Brown. Our standards set up on a little lower level. I said, so what we got to do to get a lint ignition test here? Well, we got 10 engineers that are going to work with you, Mr. Brown. You're going to teach these engineers about your technology. Don't you know sometimes you got to teach people about what you do? Sometimes education is what it's about, right? Listen and you learn.
Right.
Learn and you make money, right?
Right.
I say, listen and you make money, learn and you make more. I give people examples of this. Now you're listening to me, right? Everybody's listening to me?
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. It's important to listen. It's very important that you listen, because when you learn something, you might make some money. You might take your business to another level. There are people in here right now today that said some things that could make you money, or can help you, help others, right? So listen, I'm gonna do a little test to see how well you're listening, okay? I'm gonna pronounce, I'm gonna syllabalize, just for you.
Syllabalize.
I'm gonna syllabalize. And I want you to say the word. Okay? All right, so, and then at the end of that, I'm going to ask you a question, a simple question. You know, some people miss it on a simple question. All right, you ready?
Ready.
All right. M-O-P.
Mop.
T-O-P.
Top.
C-O-P.
Cop.
What do you do when you get to a green light?
Go. Stop.
What do you do when you get to a green light?
You go.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there he goes.
Gotcha. All right. Simple stuff. We gotta listen.
Yeah.
Because sometimes if you miss it, I know Dana's very sharp, but she got lulled right on into that same group of people that may listen, but not really listening, not really learning. You're not really paying attention. You don't understand? It's a difference between listening and paying attention. It's a huge difference. I'll give you another example. Now you should be really listening to me. Okay? Now it's a material that's called, it's really, really soft, and it starts with an S, and then an I, and then an L, and then a K. It's very soft. What's that called?
Silk.
Silk, right? Okay, very simple question. Now what do cows drink?
Water. Milk.
Did somebody say milk?
Drink water.
I know cows give milk. I didn't know they drink milk. I think we get milk from cows. One of these cows, hey, where's my milk then? I need my milk today. If you got kids like I do, I've got they're grown now. Like I said, my kids are all grown, the engineers and all this other kind of good stuff. And I say to them, listen, when they were little, I said, you're always asking me these weird questions. These weird questions. Some of the questions that challenge me now. Getting challenged by a 5-year-old, pretty tough. So I came back one day to try to help stop the questions that were tough for me. I came back and I said, you always ask me these kind of questions. Dad, why is the sky blue? Dad, why is it that when we get up in the morning time, the sun rises over here, and why we don't see it come back down? Well, you must have been looking in the wrong direction. So I just say to try to stop it sometimes while I'm driving, and they in this question mode moment. I say, look, you're always asking why, Let me ask you something. Why do black cows eat green grass? From green grass make white milk, and from white milk comes yellow butter. You ever ask why? We don't ask why. We just drink the milk and spread the butter and keep our mouths shut. Sometimes it's good to ask questions, but sometimes the questions that we get, we wonder why are you asking us these questions? So I say to people, when it comes down to it, here UL is in the laboratory and they said, Mr. Brown, here comes his Y for a second. I'm loading you up. Here's the Y. This is Underwriters Laboratories. There's now more than 50 engineers involved behind what I want to do. And that is, I want to change the standard for clothes dryers. I want dryers to become safer, and I don't want the less safe dryers, which I asked Underwriters Laboratories, I said, hey, listen, let me ask you a question. If I submit my proposal behind my technology, it's going to mean that there's going to be some serious consternation in the room for the people who actually got to vote on the standard. Like Whirlpool's in the room, GE's in the room, they're going to vote on a safer appliance that they don't have. Their electric dryers will cause fires. Their gas dryers will cause fires. A hybrid electric dryer won't cause fires. So if I submit a proposal for a new safety standard, raise the standard, what they're going to do? I said, it's going to make electric and gas dryers, what? Obsolete. So I'm thinking that UL's going to come back and say, you're right, Mike. You can't do that. That's what I'm thinking. They're going to come back and say for a second. But you know what? The next day they came back and said, go ahead and submit your standard proposal. That's how we get rid of less safe appliances for safer ones. And then it dawned on me. Underwriters Laboratories is hooked up with the Consumer Product Safety Commission, who told me to go to UL, knowing that UL, if they get to test my dryer and it's safer, UL must increase the safety standard. And the CPSC, Consumer Product Safety Commission, is more happier about it because now the dryers you have in a home have the opportunity to not burn your house down, lose your dog, lose your cat, lose your life, lose your property, because you're using a different type of dryer. So here I am in the engineer's room, all these engineers in there, and say, okay, Mr. Brown, you're this serial inventor. We tested your dryer. It didn't ignite lint. I said, oh, it didn't. No, it didn't. I said, okay, so they said, so we're just going ahead and wrap the dryer back up now. You did a good job. I said, hold on a second here. I'm not done. It isn't just because you tested the dryer with the dryer, the exhaust blocked off 100%, meaning that the temperature goes up as high as possible, as if you forgot to clean your lint screen out. You know the temperature rises when you forget to clean your lint screen out. You know that if you forget to pull your dryer away from the exhaust fan and clean out that exhaust vent, if it goes straight up or if it goes straight out, you know that you could have clogged lint in that exhaust vent, and you know that makes the temperature of your dryer, your electric and gas dryers, get hotter, and you can call the fire just because you lay and sleep at night thinking everything's safe. So I said to you, well, no, okay, so here's what we want you to do. I want you to do this here for me. And they're all listening, engineers in the room. Now I want you to take the dryer. I want to take that lint, okay? I want you to put gasoline on the lint. They said, gasoline? I said, yeah. Put gasoline on the lint. Then I want you to take that lint, I want you to put it on the hottest surface of my heating system. They said, Mr. Brown, you want us to put gasoline on the lint? I said, Mr. Engineers, all you engineers in here, did you hear me? I'm speaking to you, English. Take my dryer, get some lint, put gasoline on the lint, take that lint with saturated gasoline, turn on my dryer, block off the exhaust first. I want 100% blockage. I want my system to get as hot as it possibly can. Then take that gasoline impregnated lint, put it on the hottest surface of my hybrid technology, and let's see what happens. They said, sure, we'll do that, sure. Hey, get the burn room ready. What was that? Oh, we're gonna get the burn room ready. What's the burn room? Burn room, Mr. Brown. You get it, Mr. Brown? Burn room. I said, sir, you mean the safe room? You don't need to put it in the burn room. What you say? Oh, I got it. You think because I said put gasoline on the lint, that means it's gonna catch fire and burn down, right? Go ahead, let's put it in the burn room. You got cameras in the burn room? Well, sure we do. Okay, turn the cameras on. Because I want this to be recorded. This is a recording moment. Don't you know? That's why we need gentlemen like Marv right there. We need them to take pictures of this kind of environment, this kind of sequence, this kind of situation. This is a life-changing moment. I want them to record that my hybrid electric dryer will not ignite lint, even with gasoline on the lint. And so they did it. They put the gasoline on there, turned on the dryer after they blocked off the exhaust 100%, and then I'm standing there beside them. I'm watching them. Okay, you got that right? Okay, yeah. I said, what are you doing now? Oh, we're going to put cameras inside the dryer. Oh, yeah, you're going to put cameras. Oh, yeah, we're putting cameras inside because we want to see what the lint's going to do. Okay, I got it. We're going to see what the lint's going to do. Okay, and we got to put a light inside because we put the cover on it. Oh, you're going to put the cover back on it? Yeah, we're going to put the back cover back on it. We're going to put it on just like the dryer be running. Okay, so they did that. Took the gasoline lint and put it down there real fast. Took the back cover, put it on the back of the dryer, back cover back on it, and ran out of the room. I said, who's going to turn the dryer on? Who's going to turn it on? They said, don't worry, we already got it set up. We got a robot going to do it. Ain't nobody going to be in there to do that. We got a robot going to do that. So they went in the other room, and I'm looking, and they push a button, and this little device, little rod comes down. I didn't know what that contraption was. Just comes right on over and hits the start button. Dryer starts up. So we're watching it, and they're looking at it, and the engineers are all around the monitor looking, make sure the lint ain't going to ignite. Wondering if it is going to ignite, figuring that it will ignite. They got all the fire equipment right there. They got fire suit, fire extinguishers. Hey, where's the fire at? They're looking at it. I said, any fires yet? No fires yet, Mr. Brown. Just wait for Mr. Brown. You just turn it on. Only been running for 20 minutes. Only for 20 minutes? Okay, let's keep it running. It ran for 45 minutes. They said, well, looks like to us, Mr. Brown, your dryer is not igniting the lint, even with gasoline on the lint, Mr. Brown. I said, but when you did that test with the lint, did you put gasoline on the lint for the electric dryer? Oh, no, we didn't do that because it ignited the lint without the gasoline, Mr. Brown. I said, ooh, okay, so let's keep watching it. No, it's 45 minutes. Your dryer's about to shut off. And it did shut off. And there was no fire. You know what they did? They looked at me and they said, Mr. Brown, you've got an opportunity to get a new safety standard. No, we do, because it's our standard. You're getting ready to be like a billionaire here. You know why? I said, why is that? Talk to me. I'm listening. Sometimes you play Mickey the Dunce. You just want to hear somebody talk about how you get ready to be a billionaire, right? It sounded good when he said it. I want to hear it again. What was that you think you're going to do? I think you're going to be a billionaire once. I mean, look at what happened here. We getting ready to put a standard behind your technology. So I said, okay, well, wonderful. So I submitted a new standard proposal. And I also said, I went a little further again. I said, I don't want just a standard. I don't want just the increase of how dryers are tested with LINT ignition and all that. No, I don't want just that. Here's what I want. I want you to create a new clothes dryer safety rating. You ever seen that before? You never seen that before, have you? Somebody would get me on the paper towels. I forgot to bring my handkerchief. I've never seen a clothes dryer safety rating. Now, for those energy conscious people, when you go to Home Depot, Lowe's, bear in mind now, I'm sharing with you my journey, because all of you have a journey. I'm sharing with you my journey so you understand. Don't give up, don't quit, because quitters never win and winners never quit. We know that already, right? So here I am, saying to myself, okay, so we're going to get this dryer, the standard, but I want a clothes dryer safety rating. And guess what, UL? It won't be called a hydromatic clothes dryer safety rating. It'll be called a UL clothes dryer safety rating. So when you go to Home Depot, for instance, you say, well, I want an energy efficient dryer. Okay, you want an energy efficient dryer. You look at the labels, don't you, when you get to Home Depot, Lowe's, Best Buy? Yeah. You want to see how much money you're going to save, right? Because you still got kids in college or kids in high school, kids in school. You know, you got to still help lower the cost of home, right? Yeah. And so what do? You know, you look at those energy ratings labels. You ever seen a safety rating label for a clothes dryer that's the number one reason why a household fire would be caused by an appliance? So you can't go to Home Depot right now, Lowe's or Best Buy right now and see a dryer that got ratings on it for whether it's A, AA, AAA. What's that mean? A-rated dryer, the dryer that can cause dryer fires in a heartbeat because somebody might forget to clean the lift screen. AA-rated dryers are dryers that will cause a lesser propensity for LINT ignition. Thank you, sir. AA-rated dryers will. Do you understand? AA-rated. A lesser propensity, like those heat pump dryers that you used to have, that takes you 2.5 to 3 hours to dry your load of clothes, which is the reason why you ain't gonna see here in the United States. Because there's no way in HEW2 hockey sticks we're gonna see a dryer. I mean, if I brought a dryer home, my wife, and told my wife, hey, listen, honey, I just got one of them new energy efficient dryers called a heat pump dryer. Honey, it won't cause no fires. Okay, great. Hey, where's the dryer at? It's right there. Where? Baby, I just took it out of the trunk of my car. What? You know, European dryers and washers are real tiny, right? Real small. I took it out of the trunk of my car. I thought that was an easy bake dryer. I got an easy bake oven when I was a kid. I thought it was an easy bake dryer. So it's a smaller dryer. Yeah, baby, it's a smaller dryer, but it's safe. And it's energy efficient. Okay, I'll give it a shot. And she throws the clothes in there. Wait a minute. No, she throws like 2 pair of pants in there, and that's about it. Because the size of the port is about this small. You imagine having a dryer hole this big, you got one about this small right here. How much clothes are you gonna put in that dryer? Not very many, right? Put those 2 clothes in there, you know, and next thing you know, it takes you 2.5 hours later and they still ain't dry. That's a heat pump dryer. AA rated. Never see it probably in most homes in the United States. Then there's a AAA rated dryer. This is my proposal, along with a rationale that's pending right now for a AAA rated dryer. You know what AAA rated dryers are? You know it before the public knows about it. I'm giving you a heads up before it even hits the market.
The close line.
You're good on that except for a rainy day. On a rainy day, you're in deep trouble. Or if you live in an HOA. Let me come home and my neighbors see me come home, they see me put up a clothesline out in the back of my house. I'll have the homeowner association with a note on my door the next day. This is a violation of the HO Homeowners Association. You can't put a clothesline in the back of your house like that. It looks unsightly, you know, whatever, you know. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. But a AAA rated dryer is one that has no propensity for LINT ignition. You know where I got that phraseology from? No propensity for LINT ignition? I got it direct from the mouths of UL, who says, Mr. Brown, your dryer did not ignite LINT. We certified it for energy efficiency. We know you're the first in the world on the UL to get Energy Star. And then you come back here, you bring your dryer, we test it, we try to get it to start fires. We even put gasoline on it. We were thinking it was going to catch fire. It didn't. So you know what you have? You have a dryer that shows no propensity for LINT ignition. I said, and that's what you should use in your standards proposal. Oh, I got it. Because who's going to make money? Underwriters Laboratories will charge, let's say they charged me $35,000. I paid $100,000 the first time I did the test. Second dryer I put it in, it only cost me about $35,000. I got 2 models, $35,000. Whirlpool's got 130 different model dryers. Multiply 130 times that, they get Whirlpool discount, 25,000. Well, that's 25,000, 25,000, 25,000, 25,000, 25,000, 130 plus times. That's just Whirlpool. Here comes GE. They got another 130,000, 130 dryers. 25,000, 25,000. Think UL's gonna make some money? Yeah. I think UL's gonna make a whole lot of money. You know how they make it? Just by increasing the standards, knowing that Whirlpool, GE, Electric got to recertify their dryers. Wow. So next month, September, about a week ago, I get a notification from Underwriters Laboratory saying, Mr. Brown, your proposal that you submitted last year on June 28th, your proposal is now ready to be argued. And we want your help, but we believe that you're going to want to be in a part of this process as you're the one that submitted the safety standard. And I said, oh, so is it going to be all of my proposal going to be involved? Not just the standards testing, but also the ratings? And they said, you bet indeed. So what's about to happen, and I'm sharing with you right now, cutting edge, because you're cutting edge, you're pioneers, you're trailblazers, right? You're about to find out right now that dryers are headed toward a safety rating. So that will save your lives, and not just your lives, but save the life potentially of a firefighter. Because they're busy trying to save our lives whenever we have a fire. How about we help the first responders by making sure that anything we have that can prevent them from having to get up in the middle of the night, whatever, run out there and put out a fire and put their lives and their families in jeopardy of losing their husband and their wife, who's a firefighter. How about we help the firefighters, help the helpers, right? Help the helpers. And if you help the helpers, you think you're not going to get no help? Of course, if you help the helpers, you're going to get help. Joel again, helping the veterans. Gentlemen right here, helping the veterans. They don't know they can buy a home. They may not know. With no money down. Helping the helpers is important. So my message, and it's a challenging message for me still as well. I have to be able to raise more capital. Okay, it's a big deal. No big deal for me, but maybe a big deal for others. If I can raise 1 million, then another million, then another million, okay. Well, we're out of R&D now. Now we're going to go into commercialization. I'm just letting you know right now, you got these same challenges you're going to face. You're going to be able to make money at some point, right? Instead of just spending money, you got to make money, right? At some point, of course, you want that to happen. So for me, I'm not pushed away. I'm not scared. Someone said, well, you know, we have to have $100 million, Mr. Brown. Okay, well, let's say I made 3. I think I can make, I'll bring it up to 25 million. And so I've got right now, let's see, 3 people coming at me. One of them talked to me last night, said, Mr. Brown, we're interested in putting in $25 million. I said, well, I may need 100. I was wondering if I was going to hear a click.
Yeah.
Mr. Brown, thank you very much. We enjoyed talking to you earlier, but $100 million, no. Didn't scare him away. Let me share something with you. Don't be afraid to ask for $100 million. If you have $1 million ideal, if you have $1 billion ideal, don't be afraid to ask for 100 million. 100 million is only 1/10 of $1 billion, is that right? So if you know your company, your product, your technology can reach millions and millions of people and make potentially billions and billions of dollars, are you going to be afraid to ask for $100 million, which is only 1/10? No, you're not going to be afraid. Don't be afraid of the ask. Don't be afraid of the ask. Because that's what gets you a yes, could get you a no. If you get a no from one person, then of course you're not going to quit. You're going to go to another person. You're going to go to another and another and another. I mean, it took me a while before I found my first wife. Took me even longer to find the second one. Kept in, no, okay. No, okay. Let me try, let me go to the club. Okay, no. And let me go to the library. No. Let me just stand out on the street corner and just look good. No. Let me try eHarmony. I tried eHarmony. I found my wife. I found my second wife. For as long as I got her. For as long as she can put up with an inventor. I think she'll stick around a little bit longer. I've been married to her now for 4 years.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Thank you. And there are things that we have to do in our lives to bring about help for other people. And giving other people, even if they don't take your product or don't get involved with it on that kind of level, at least instill with them hope by sharing your successes as well as your, I don't call them failures, I call them stepping stones. Yeah, stepping stones. I don't call them failures. Realistically, there's really no such thing as a failure unless you quit. I mean, unless you quit your failure. That's the only way I can see a failure. As long as you're still alive, moving around, talking to people, you never have a failure. You have a journey. That's what you have, a journey. You might have pitfalls, you go down, you may fall, you get up. Is that called a failure because you failed? No, you'd be a failure if you lay down on the ground after you failed and didn't get up. That's a failure. You can hear people say, hey, get up, get up. My mom used to tell me, get up, child. Mom, why I gotta get up? It's Sunday morning. It's Sunday morning, that's why you need to get up. Get up if you fall. Don't let problems cause you to fall down and lay down and then stay down. Get up. So for hydromatic technologies, I say to you, be aware of your surroundings, your internal surroundings and your external surroundings, and understand that you are pioneers to a lot of other people who don't know you. To a lot of people who are looking at you and you're going to say, okay, well, what have I done in my life? Well, you may have done a lot, but if they don't know about it, you can't help them. Share your story, share your journey, share your ups and your downs, and let them know what it is that you need. Don't be afraid of the ask, because we always, at some point in our life, have to ask for something, right? So I will leave you with this. For those of you who are under the sound of my voice at this very moment, may God bless you with everything that you inspire to do in life. May everything you touch turn to gold. Because realistically, you are the goose that laid the golden egg. And one guy said to me, he says, well, you know, that's the problem for me. I just can't seem to make it in life. I had a goose that laid the golden egg. I mean, I had it in my hands and I messed up. I messed up with it. I said, what'd you do with it? I got hungry and I ate it. You got hungry and you ate the goose with the golden egg? What, are you crazy? When you have the goose and you know you got the goose, don't eat the goose. Don't eat your goose. It's what you got. It's going to help you. It's going to deliver. Just wait for it. You can't put a chicken down or a goose down and say, hey, lay the egg right now. I want to hear about 5 o'clock and it's 4:49. I need it here in 11 minutes. Goose don't lay like that. They're not on your time schedule. Okay? They don't lay eggs on your time schedule. They lay eggs on their time schedule. So you got to be on their level. You got to be on their time frame. You understand? But don't run away, because when you run away to lose the goose and lay the golden egg and you're gone somewhere else. Don't run away from your own success is what I'm saying to you. Look at other people. Bring other people into your network. Don, I'm at that 60 minutes. I got to be close, Don.
Oh, yeah, we're over, but we got...
Oh my God, we went over already?
But we're good. At 2:45, I'll let everyone have a little...
Well, I'm about done.
Network. But
I just...
2 things. One, you want to say anything about what you're working on in Iowa? Or
Yeah.
2, I know you have 2 unique value propositions.
Yes.
We'll call it that instead.
I'll share that with you.
We gave them the opener, but
I'll give you
this
that.
would be a good way to close. But
Okay.
are there any questions first? Because he's going to, Mike said, I'll stay around, this afternoon.
It's just like a little bit more enthusiasm.
Yeah.
You got it, Tim. Here it comes, baby. Here it comes right at you.
I got a couple of questions.
Yes, sir.
So with this invention that you have,
Yes.
It doesn't, I don't know, does it fit to go to like the whirlpools of the world and begin to license out this?
It's market disruptive, so it has to be forced upon them by underwriters, laboratories, increasing the standard. When their dryers don't meet the standard, here's their problem. If their dryers don't meet the current safety standard, they have to go to Home Depot, Lowe's, and different retailers and say, hey, listen, we can't meet this level of standard. And it's all voluntary. Understand, it's very important. UL is voluntary. This is not a federal mandation for you to be able to take your appliance and you have to take it and take it to UL. It's all voluntary. The problem is the de facto law that exists. So that means that if Whirlpool can't meet that level of safety that Underwriters Laboratory sets, Whirlpool will have to go to Home Depot and Lowe's and the rest of the retailers that push their product and say, we need you to sign a waiver because we can't get that level of safety. You know, our dryer's been working for years. Yeah, they've been causing fires here and there, yeah, every day, you know. Literally every day.
15,000 a year.
They'll have to be able to get a waiver. You think Home Depot, Lowe's, Best Buy gonna give manufacturers a waiver of responsibility? No. It'll never happen. Home Depot look at them and say, are you crazy? You want us to take your liability because you haven't increased the safety of your dryer. Why don't you just do this here? Because the Consumer Product Safety Commission has already come to us and said there's a safer dryer that exists now. It's been certified. Just happens to be this guy right here. His name is Mike Brown. He owns a company called Hydromatic Technologies. The dryer's branded under the SafeMate. He's getting ready to do a branding campaign right now. I'm getting ready to do a 6-state. I'm going to start out in 6 states. Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, Wisconsin, Ohio.
Wow.
I'm going to do a brand awareness campaign. I'm going to push safety, safety, safety. You're going to see a commercial. This is what you're about to see. A commercial is going to come out. It's going to have mom and her dad in their home. They're going to be in the house doing what they do. Mom's going to be doing the laundry. Dad's going to be reading the newspaper. The 2 kids are going to be in the front room playing with the dog. The next camera shot you see, mom's been putting the clothes in the dryer. Coming out of the washer in the dryer. Next camera shot you're going to see is mom and dad laying in their bed sound asleep. House is quiet. Then the camera flashes to the kids' room. Kids are laying in bed. Nice and quiet. Little dog is laying at the bottom foot of their bed. Next camera shot you see is a dryer on fire. I think Tim can shoot this kind of... Yeah? Oh, Tim, you know, I listened to you when I heard what you said, okay? Oh, I listened to you. And I need a commercial shot, all right? Because I got 6 television networks waiting on me right now. And they want to know, you want us to do the production? I'm thinking about it, okay? So you see these kids, they're all laying in bed, everybody's sound asleep in the house. House is nice and quiet. And the camera flashes to an electric dryer that all you probably have. Or a gas dryer that all of you probably have. Well, I know maybe 3% of you may have a gas dryer. And the dryer is running at night. Because mom thought it was okay to put her clothes in the dryer and walk away and go to bed. She thought it was safe. She never had a dryer fire before. Why should she be worried? And next thing you know, the camera shows smoke coming up from the back of that electric dryer. I'm not going to say nobody's name on it. It's just going to say some smoke. You're going to see smoke come up. And the next camera shot you'll see will be mom and dad and the kids standing outside in the front yard in their pajamas. Dogs with them right there. The fire department is right there, lights are blaring, and their house is on fire. And outside the house is an electric dryer that got pulled out, sitting there smoking. Then the camera flashes again, and mom and dad are asleep again. The kids are asleep. The dogs are asleep at the foot of the bed. And then the camera flashes to the SafeMate dryer. And it's still running at night, 3 o'clock in the morning, it's still running. And there's no problems. And the next picture you see is mom and dad and the kids woke up again. Dad's reading newspaper, mom cooking breakfast, the dog's running around the house, the kids get ready to go to school. And a SafeMate dryer will show up on the screen and it will say, SafeMate, safety is priceless. That's the commercial you're about to see. So Don mentioned about, and I'm finished, Don mentioned Iowa. And Iowa is where the Maytag company used to be located. How many of you know about Maytag? Everybody heard of Maytag, the lawn repair man?
Yeah.
Okay, let me tell you real quick here. Whirlpool bought out Maytag in 2007 for $3.7 billion, and then Underwriters Laboratories, which has a facility right down the street from Maytag, find out about Mike Brown. They said, hey Mike, why don't you go over to the plant over there, because the plant shut down. What happened? Whirlpool shut it down in 2007. The plant's sitting there just about empty, Mike, and it's like, oh, well, we got some tenants in there. There's like 600,000 square feet available for you, Mike. 600,000 square feet, yeah, Mike, so take your dryer and Mike, go over there and manufacture the product. As soon as you get UL, because the demand for your product is going to go sky high, especially when you got the AAA safety rating and nobody else got it. And if they do have it, it's for a heat pump dryer, and that's in Europe. And do that, Mike. So I talked to some officials in Iowa, Newton, Iowa, and they said, Mr. Brown, come right on in. Bring $25 million and we're going to bring you some capital. We're going to get you grant funding. This is when you get your help. You're going to get tax incentives. You're going to get free ability to basically lay out your plant, this plant, Mike. And Mike, you can start out small, and when you grow, as you grow, we break down that wall and expand it further. I said, okay. They said, all you're waiting on now is UL standard to come out, right? I said, yes. And as I told you a week ago now, UL says next month, September, your proposal will come up for a vote at some point here. And I don't see UL not getting a safety increase. And so that's where the Iowa piece comes in, because once we do that, I'm going to do a brand awareness campaign. I'll raise some money to do that. I'll find the capital partners I need to find. Those who have a vision, I'll find them. Have no problem. I got a product to show them. I'm out of R&D. I have 21 different certifications by the top companies in the world in terms of certifications. That's Underwriters Laboratories. Oh, will I get the capital? Oh, I will get more than $25 million. But it's not about what I'm getting. It's about what it's doing for the company and the shareholders. And then eventually, for the firefighters and the people that they serve, that's you. if I can bring you a safer dryer that will save your life, one dryer that saves one life is worth all of the stuff I went through if it saves one life. That's the Iowa story right there. And then the last thing is I'm a serial inventor. And just as a backup, I came here today, yesterday I was working on the product. I have a ceiling fan. Any of you got a ceiling fan in your home?
Yes.
You ever had a ceiling fan that when you turn it on, you don't have to turn on your air conditioner? Just turn on your ceiling fan? You have that?
No.
You mean you never heard of a HVAC ceiling fan? HVAC standing for heating, ventilating, air conditioning. You mean to tell me you don't have a ceiling fan in your house that you turn it on and the ceiling fan comes on and cold air comes out of it? You don't have that?
Not unless it's spraying water.
Huh? There you go. But see, you don't have that today, right? Not yet. So I'm working on what is to be the most, I would say, probably one of the biggest other inventions that I have right now. So I got a mock prototype of it right now in my laboratory. I have a restricted lab. And I had a couple people come in when they signed the NDA. They said, okay, we want to see this. Is this the dryer? Yes, let me show you the dryer. Okay, wow, this dryer looks nice. I'm like, this come from you or Home Depot? It came from Home Depot first, then it came from me. I took Home Depot's product and I made it better. And now it's got my product on it. It's got my product in it. It's got my label on it. And now I'm getting ready to make my own. How are you going to make your own? I ain't got a lot of time to tell you this, but there's a company out of Egypt. They just told me just last Friday that we're going to make your dryer for you and ship it to you to Iowa. And you're going to be able to have your own dryer. And we're going to ship you a washing machine too. The company called Curiosity, out of Egypt. And we're not going to charge you the $200,000 tooling fee that you normally have to pay. I just got this information on Friday. So guess what? I don't have to have $25 million right off the bat because I'm going to have a company that's going to ship me the dryer and I'm going to have my product. And guess what? They don't sell product in the United States yet. I am the operation or the opportunity for them to sell their product from manufactured in Egypt, and they're number one. They're like the Maytag company. The product don't break down. That's what I want, right? Product that lasts and lasts and lasts and lasts, right? Like the Maytag, like the Energizer Bunny, just lasts and lasts and lasts till you need a flashlight, and then you found out you used it and left it on. Then you got a problem. But bottom line is, I am about to basically bring to the market that technology for the dryer. So I showed the gentleman. He said, well, let me see the ceiling fan. I said, okay, well, there it is right there. I said, let me turn it on for you. I said, you want to be hot or cold? He said, what? Do you want the ceiling fan to put out hot air or cold air? Like, in the wintertime, you need hot air. You need to make sure your room is cool or heated. You have it in your garage. You want a heated garage? Well, you may not have a heated garage when you bought the house, but now you bought a HVAC ceiling fan. Now you got a heated garage, right? Or you added on to your room, and you didn't add ductwork to your room, but you put in a HVAC ceiling fan. Now you have to worry about running ductwork out, or they're changing the size of your AC system, your heating system, because now this ceiling fan will put out hot air. So you want a hot air or cold air? Which one do you want, sir? He says, cold air. So turn it on, switch, boom. And I said, well, here, let me grab a ladder for you. It goes up, grab the ladder. I said, just go up the ladder. I'm blessed to be short. So puts his hand up there. I said, hold on just a second, let me grab something for you. I grabbed a thermometer. Took the thermometer, went up the ladder, put the thermometer in there. I said, okay, what's the temperature coming out of the air right now? What's that air temperature right there? He says, oh my God, it's 40 degrees. 40 degrees. Ever seen a ceiling fan that put out 40-degree air? He said, never in my life. He looked at me, he said, you're going to be a billionaire. I said, nope, somebody already told me that. You're too late. That's my story. And so I'll be working on those technologies. I'm a serial inventor, but I'm real about it. I'll stay down to earth. Been a millionaire before, know what it's like to be a millionaire. It's an underrated experience. Believe me. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Let me have a million. Those of you in here who already dealt with money before, you got more responsibilities that come with more money, right? So if you have capital, that's great. That's good. And that's what you want to have. But you know what? Share the wealth. Share your journey. Share your story. Share not your failures, share your successes that have the ups and downs in them. Right? So that other people can be where you are. Financially, we all need to have money so we can pay our bills and all that. And I'm tired of cable, man. I wish I could figure out a way to get rid of cable where I can just say, I want cable TV and I don't want to have to pay, but that's another story. So I am here to say to you, thank you.
Can you RAP it up?
I can wrap it up.
Okay, so wrap it up.
So I'm wrapping it up right now to say to you, whatever you do in life, excel to do the best you can. And you never know your best. You never know your best as long as you keep living and keep doing. Your best is just like this. People say the best is yet to come. And sometimes they get to a point where they think, oh no, I'm at my best right now, and I reached my level, I got my money, I'm making this company's doing good, everybody's doing good. That's not your best. When you start talking about what other people are doing because of you, because of what you did, because of your business success, then you can say, well, you know what? Their best is getting better and better. And your best doesn't stop with you. It really starts with somebody else. It doesn't end with you. Thank you very much. Mike Brown, Hype Master.